What's up, people? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Coaches Desk. Coaches Desk, big up yourself. Yeah, man. I am back. Yeah, man. Everything good, man. Big up to all the persons who have been chiming in, checking in on the Coaches Desk. All is well so far. You know what I mean? We're just shaking up a little bit after the passing of someone. You know what I mean? So we are back. We just wanted to show you real quick, you know, because another campaign, another failure. It not nice, it not pretty, and I don't know when we're going to get over this thing. I don't know how, but you know, a lot of persons have been brainstorming, trying to ascertain the real reason why Jamaica has failed to qualify for so many competitions. Yeah, and you look at it, persons say those teams are not better than us, we are better than them. But then you hear that. But when you look at our team, they're really, what you call it, individual players that have done well for themselves, you know. As a team, we weren't that cohesive, we weren't that. You understand? So it is what it is. Big up to Dr. Dan in the building. Respect and manners. Balakar, big up yourself. We just want to do a short show, people, just to reconnect, letting you know that everything is alright, man. But you know, we have to talk about what go on. Failure. Another one. From last year, the team, them have just the reggae girls, them are going that thing, you know. Just the reggae girls. Why, it's sad. But in the Premier League games, double header at the Ashenine Stadium, Chapelton Maroon, you know, the one that game against Tivoli, blanking them 2-0. Big win for coach Clovis. He's trying to get things together where his team is concerned. They're trying to allow the players to get into their philosophy, and it seemed to be working slowly. He had said initially that they should exercise some patience. So big win there for Chapelton Maroons. Big 3 points. Aaron Elliott bagging 2 goals there. Mr. Speed, the man that is going for the top. Yeah. He defeated, finishing that game, his team Cavalier defeated Veer United 1-0. The ever-present, the ever-dominant Colin Anderson got onto the score sheet again. That man seemed to can't stop score. Some goals basically have been dried up at Mount Pleasant, but this virgin here, Colin Anderson, he might go on the bag of things. You understand? So, big up yourself. Mr. Speed, big up yourself. Good win. I'm just letting you know also that the phone line is open. You know what I mean? So you can call in and let your voice be heard. But in the grand scheme of things, people, for me, another failed campaign. It no look good. It no look good on our part at all. It's like we are perennial failures when it comes on to World Cup qualifiers. You understand? So it not really argues well for us, for the program. But I can tell you, this Adidas money can't save Jamaica football. Don't believe it is going to save Jamaica football. Yeah. Balakar, big up yourself.
What go on and our coach?
With the, you know, what you think about the failure
See
again?
everybody, we see everybody they beat the Maranga to them
Mm.
before the team call up or the squad pick. Me tell the people them say bias don't go on and I think
Let, but
and
Balakar, before you go any further, me can tell you this. I'm going to put it to you. You see, because the mass we are dealing with football wide, me can
yeah.
tell you this. You see, if you do your coaching license, Balakar, and you become one of the coaches of the reggae boy, any of the team, and you start pick your team, you are gonna have bias in your team. So every single reggae boy's team. Me
No,
can
no,
well no,
no.
me can tell you this. This new coach will be having his own biases. Because what? Coach are gonna pick player who them believe can work for them. From top of days, me I tell you that, you know.
So they not
I
pick
may
what
agree
best
to
for
the
the
bias
team.
go on, but it now go stop.
It needs to stop.
Yeah, me believe that.
You understand? And even the squad when carry go, I want good squad. So it's unfortunate that we lose 2-1. You understand me? So all we have to do, I just sitting there. I one thing me not like with the Jamaican them though. If I
Mm.
feel them want for a coach them same time. How on earth it progress go make?
Balakar, I saw football stay, you know, and I really the Jamaican, I saw football stay in the world. Right now they have for Harry Potter head.
No man, him to get anything when get man. Because him be on good side and then left go on side where him know say them not have no patience with no coach. Because them is all about winning. And I like Manchester United coach where I build him say I go build the thing. You understand me as a coach?
Mm.
Chelsea is all about winning, you know. Chelsea no boss youths like that. Chelsea no believe in a youth. See it, look how much bad from the other day, me dey talk from big program and say, me think our Jamaican baller Omar Hutchinson need to go take a loan. Everybody know he go get his start. And last, me na pack now, coach.
I
He
say
not, he
last.
not. Them buy 3 winger coach. And Rhyme Sterling did it. Where on earth that you
Mm-mm.
go come back up in our team? The white youth, the black youth, you have Zaich, you have Christian Pulisic, I have Rhyme Sterling. Which part him go this or no? You understand? Joe
Mm.
Felix can play up there. So my time when we talk, people might say, they don't even think, so my time when I understand the game, you know. They just come on the platform and make up nice, say, you the fight against this. And they not free say, yo, the youth need to go around smaller club or come out of England go play some ball. We want him play for Jamaica, but if he not play no game, how on earth we go pick him for Jamaica?
Mm. Him a going a problem, man. I'm
I,
a
I
talk
just,
fuck him in a problem now.
and the coach, the fans them and some of the people them we always I say me the fight against Ray. And we dey look up, me dey look out for youth. Chelsea no
But
boss
Balakar, I know
player.
you alone get cuss out say I fight people. Other people get them fair share, man. Remember say me get talks say me a double agent, you know. You can't take them things that personal, man.
No, me not take it personal. I youth we are talk about and in future. The Jamaica,
Mm.
You understand? If
Yeah.
in future looks for Jamaica, it definitely look bad for England too.
Virgin, the football in shambles. You see this Adidas, Adidas help this football.
Coach,
You understand? Them, that
no,
Adidas
no
money I
money,
can't help with. Cause it's like a
no money now
revolving
for,
cycle.
I like no money now to change this thing. And it's the corruption we need to get out of it.
Yeah, but money need to spend in a football or half to spend in
But
a football.
alright,
Look
you
at
know,
Mount
peace if
Pleasant.
you
Look at
right.
Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant, I Whitmore and Wally Downs gonna coach a youth team. And from when me hear that man have a pro license, everybody a laugh and I say that is a step down, that demotion and all of that. But I think that is a chess move. Because you get the man for work in the academy and develop the players the way that they ought to be developed. So when they make a transition to the senior team, that is it. But we look at the top. That's why we always remain top heavy on the football now no growth, because we neglect the grassroots program. And there's some money for you spend. And there's so the coaches them who think they are elite for go make the youth them who them believe. But guess what? It's when a man develop a youth, he no want to pass you on to nobody else, you know, because say you develop a youth when he was 7. When he reach 15, 16, you know, is a next coach I get him in, you probably gonna feel like say, yo, you know, I get no merit for what you do. So everybody wants to stay at the top, and that's why we tap every brother on this thing. Money need to change it. Have money for pay some man for work at the grassroots level for develop the thing.
But that's a true to coach. But whenever the things start go right, and the next thing we feel Jamaica still, you know. I tell you the truth, you know. Some of the people them will go, they aren't not clean. And we out of it, everybody out of it clean for the team reach far.
Yeah, man.
You understand? Notice it female team. When time for instance, allegedly, Bonnie Shaw said, yo, go kick down coach. And every one of the girls them say, alright, go kick down coach. And then things that we want coach. You understand me I say? So we have to fight for what we want, and yo, if Jamaica start win and the program start go well, eventually people money go spend because people go come on board. Eventually money go spend. You see me?
Yeah, but Balakar, me I gotta reiterate the point again. We want the thing to be an upside down triangle or a pyramid. Seeing? We don't want bill go up. Or if you make house and want start put on roof and there's no structure. Eh?
Now
That
go
don't make no
work, go work
sense.
down.
That don't make no sense. You have to have foundation. So over the years, the football at the grassroots level has always been neglected. And no money.
Coach,
Because everybody want coach up at the top. And that don't make no sense.
coach, me go say this now. Probably a lot of people on the live not like it. But me, in my opinion,
Mm.
this grassroots with Craig Butler, me know him one can't do it. But if people come on board, like if you see a player we can play, if you can ship him to it, if you can ship him today, ship him today. Because there is a thing where you can get opportunity for the youths them. Me hear about the next academy in a town, me don't know where name. Me hear say them do the good too. And you have Mount Pleasant. Try get the youths them, the best youths them within the 3 camp no more than have
Virgin, that now go
6.
work, you know. Jamaicans are territorial and like crab in a barrel mentality, you know, man. You want your thing, and then you are compete with me, I do my thing. So nobody now go work together, ball a car. Where you get that? I which world you live in, brother? I which Jamaica you live in?
No,
Hey, people then
no,
now go
yeah,
work
that,
together, you know.
yeah, then I go
And that
work
would I
together.
love to see, you know.
But we'd love to see that. Alright. Look what go on with. Look how much people did I say. Eventually, schoolboy football can't go. England and do good and rare. Coach, the youth do so damn good. If the youth did just play for the under 20 team, probably either still the other club here.
Your granny never tell us what fear can't be unfair.
Can't unfair, coach.
Right.
The
So
youth do so good.
so it no matter if
Shut
him
up.
play, it no matter if him no play under 17, he no play under 20.
No.
What film
But
can't
coach,
be on film.
what fear can be very alright. But me, I think me here, Chatara Cridi, and that's true. You see that under 20 thing with the captain man and belt, it help him.
Of course that propel you more, but as me still I go
But
say,
he no have no one and belt, so and he no reach age yet, he go very hard.
the critical thing is that in nana age. That are the critical thing. So you have to
Yeah,
just
man.
wait in turn.
So yeah, and then again, whenever I come back to Jamaica, no schoolboy football, so I'm going in academy
You
every
can't rush
month. You
greatness, you
probably go
know.
for the trials. Eh?
You can't rush greatness, man.
No, so as we say, we'll come back, go at Phoenix. And I don't think if you play in the Premier League either. Him not have to get no call up to the national team. We need to groom him. He major right there, so. You see me? I just watch a match a while ago on the Cavaliers match. I think me just see best defender in the Jamaica Premier League. The Veer captain. I think me here man them talk about you have to make sure watch the match to really see him. The youth named Cummings. I think they say he used to go Lennon. I think they say him go college. When he left high school, he go college. But he must finish college so he come back. Coach, I best defender in the Premier League right now. Over everybody. When I hear me they say him better than Kofi and the whole of them, just the youth better than them. Me see tonight, say the youth, I best defender in the island. You see me? And it also look like a January coming or something like that.
Yeah.
But coach, we need to fix this thing. You
Yeah,
see me?
man.
And
A whole heap of work, you
if
know.
a
Hey,
coach,
football are not easy work, you know. And people think say it's just talk alone, action, money, everything.
alright, look on for we coach at Manchester United. Look how the man have the players them where a lot of people did say not good. Look how he have them playing. Every man confident up. One night time everybody has a Fred for out of club. No, everybody has to sign Fred for 1.5 year deal again. Because I don't say coach thing. Sancho then they play good, the coach go and go take 1-2 weeks out there so. Train by yourself and coming back. Look at Sancho. Look at Rashford. The man them say then go sell one Basaka. No, one Basaka can't go nowhere. So we are using 2 right back them. I just one man 9-2 and a Maguire. You understand?
Wait, in can go.
Yeah, man, coach. The last game, my man play, the man you, me foot me off the whole and pan. Maguire the right in front of the man and still a pass the ball, boy. I tell you. So after this, when the international break are coming on, now this month we have our March.
I think kind of March, man.
Gonna be very hard to pick this team now, cause most of the players them not play no ball, not get no game. Most of the players them league don't even start back yet. After me ball a leave to start back yet.
Yeah.
You see me? Kaim Paris just come back from injury. You understand? MLS no start yet.
They're competitive
You
to
see me?
make the Jamaica team, yeah.
Yeah, man. I just the Premier League. And I just Ethan Pinnock, Leon Bailey, and Jamal Lowe, Kemaru. Probably they play minutes and have minutes on them belt right now. You just play them, me nah hear nothing about it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I really think the first you need to go for pick players. I just after the championship come up to the Premier League. I coulda Shaman Nichols to they play League Two. Me no believe saying for the coach. Championship, Premier League and beyond. You understand? No go down there, so. You understand? Anybody down at there, no forget no me no feel say them feel nice. We need to move forward with certain things, man.
Mm-hmm.
As in, we need to move forward, man. Unfortunate that the youth them not make it do.
Yeah. But a whole lot of
Coach,
things
they have
cause
a
that
good
still not. Cause remember we tell Mr. Chung say this late thing will go on, if it ever come in, go haunt you. And him say no. But see it there. Come back on
and coach. Yeah, and look, alright, them set of players that we go now. I hope them keep them set of youth there
Yeah.
and try to look in with more for the under 20 coach because then set of
Cause
youth
that
there.
team then about it's not a bad set of youth them,
Youth them can play.
Yeah man, they can play ball, man. But lack of preparation and lack of administration, all of them something they cause them not to be what them supposed to be. Whole pan nuances.
And Donzel come from the west. If we can get somebody better to be technical director for Jamaica football, that would be good.
No, you're a friend, man.
Oh,
And you're a friend.
Donzel. Nah, man, I don't rate Donzel, man. None at all, I don't rate Donzel, but a good coach. Now I'm going to take that from him. Back then when he used to coach Reno, a good coach, but I don't rate him. Because he do. Yeah. Oh, you are a coach. You have a strike. And for the last 5 years or 4 years,
Cataract.
Good night, coach's desk.
Big up yourself.
Big up yourself.
Hold on, may I add back all the card to your call? Because I'm going to try to come in. Watch out, 2 man and drop off. Yeah, ball of car, what I say? Me I go drop the link. So if anybody are calling, you can come on through the link.
Yeah, Peso. Me I say, me from Tulane, where he come from the Doggy West.
He say who from Tulane can coach like him?
Who from Tulane? Me not say nobody from Tulane can coach like him. I me never say nobody from Tulane if he in the program. Me they tell him what he do. You have a striker. You have a striker where they score. They be a leading goal scorer. And because he not come from West, you carry a youth from West when I score 1 goal. How that look, coach? See which party come back down to? Then they build the house. I ain't build the structure and put roof on it and it drop down. A lot of things we know, man, but I should not choose to talk a lot of things, you know.
Man, they flop out the thing, bro.
Understand?
Man, they flop out the thing. Big flop out.
Yo, see, Travis come like, here and nobody they say. Those will be in time, you know, like a younger direct me, man, put the overseas from Jamaica, have them qualification we can do even a better technical director than those you right now. So my time we know that yes, me do me time. Me see 4 World Cup, me see 3 World Cup. So that one is to change up. Right now you look like a Henry go coach USA as well near here right now. Alright, Professor. Everybody knows that Moran Gardner coach. Don't say that for all that I should say. May you know that. Do it in the under 20 and you have powers to do it in the under 17 too.
Who that?
So stop going like you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Cataract, welcome back. Sorry about that. We had try join the call, but it never. And the link drop, so if you want to jump on, the link drop.
Well, the link drop, let me do the link so you can free up the call.
Alright.
Yeah man, so Professor, we know all where they go on.
Let me take some comment right now. Let me take some comment. People in there a long time and then I hear them comment I read out. Big up yourself, Toki. Badger, big up yourself. As a team, we are poor technically. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, man, big up yourself, Qatar. Hold on, I just run through some of my comment them. Badger, big up yourself. Dr. Dan said, why we keep saying it's a good team? To who? Team was not good, bro. Call it as it is. No, you have some individual players that were good, man. But when they check it out, teamwork, the dream never did that work at all. Alright, go ahead, Qatar. Big up Jason, big up Devon, big up Malik, big up Owen, Rob Smith, Mario Russell. Big up on yourself. Yeah, man, go ahead, Qatar. Rich Pool, big up.
Whatever, man. Good. I'd like to hold a constructive discussion about what occurred and for us to see if we can suggest a charted way forward and for us to be honest about what it is that we actually saw at the tournament. So I'm not one of those joining in, and while the team was playing, you never hear a single negative comment from me because that's not my style. I support the team till the last second, but on the CONCACAF website, I said, well, fight, Jamaica, fight. I urged my team on, but it just didn't work. So, fortunately ended. This is a disastrous campaign. Worse than the under 20, right? So, instead of things getting better, they got worse. We finished in the bottom half of the teams at the tournament. There are 20 teams at the tournament, and we finished in the bottom half of those 20 teams. And so I don't see any sugarcoating, any pitying up, any saying, yes, this is the best team, and the construct of the team will have to be looked at, and everything to me has to be looked at, right? I'm not coming with a gotcha moment and yes, somebody's telling me that or whatever. But one thing I have to say, thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank you for keeping me from the side. Because if me did around them, you till I come did around the under 20 and this up, me that's suicidal. I tell you the truth. Because I was so sad and I invested emotionally in this team. But I was so sad and broken. Right? So let me I hope we can start at the end. In the last game, we were knocked out by Guatemala, who were the worst qualifying team from their group. So we got beat by the third seed in our group, right? We then, on the night, the better team won. We were never at the races from the gate open. And apart from a 10-minute spell in the second half, we were definitely second best. We took our chance with a very good, well-taken free kick. Congratulations to Reed. I have a lot of time for him. I think he scored the free kick in the previous match, if I'm correct, Coach. But lovely technique. Remind me of James Ward-Prowse at Southampton and the way that he deals with the dead ball. Right? So that was a up moment for me. Our players, coach, and I'm leaving these things at the feet of the coaching. So where I start with is one. Oyede Blake, aka Cataract, aka the head of the Ultras. I saw my national under-17 coach telling players to pick the ball long. We see to know that. So the question that we have been asking for many months now, who will tell the man them to play a long ball? I don't know if you saw it. I saw the coach gesticulating to the defenders to kick the ball up.
At what point of the game?
Coach, we never stopped to see the point of the game, but the match at 90 minutes, anybody can go watch it back.
No, man. No, because...
I didn't stop to take a timestamp, coach, and I am talking purely earlier. No, it's not at the 88th minute when we were trying to get back into the game.
Okay. Because I just want that to be clarified.
No, man, that would have been hurrying up the game. Sorry, it would have been hurrying up the game.
Yeah.
This is from earlier in the game. We have a problem. So let me go to the positives. Young Bell, I can't, it's first name, just something Bell, Jamani, whatever Bell. He's to be congratulated. And he made the best 11 from the group stage, which is a good achievement.
Well, on Travis, me can't control anybody in the comment section, brother. So, me see you tag me now a message. Me can't control the people. I say, yeah, then you know if you just continue to talk, brother. Continue to talk, man. Big up yourself, Dwight. J.M., big up yourself. Jason, big up yourself. Nitro, big up. Tyrell Cena, big up. Up and running. Go ahead, Qatar.
Thank you, Dwight. Thank you. I just got the Jabel. A youth with a lot of heart. However, I believe he did not have the fitness to impact a game over 90 minutes.
Who is that, Bell?
Bell. And unfortunately, I call Bell my new Anthony Grant. Once him come off the field, everything goes downhill for Jamaica. Right? That was just my little inside joke to myself. Once we see the number 10 sign go up for the chart, here comes the goal I got going now. But in my humble belief, our preparation when we were using 3 30-minute games when we were playing those club friendlies was inadequate. And it was a mistake because the players only played, as far as I know, 2 90-minute games for the entire build-up leading up to the tournament. And it showed when they were on the field. So,
no, Cataract, no.
We're talking about the 90-minute games they played where they kept playing 30 minutes.
No, man, they played Arnett Gardens. Remember, I interviewed the coach now. Well, this is what he told me. 80 minutes, they got 3-0, and another 80 minutes, and it was 0-0 or 1-0. So, and they played UE. Well, they played UE and all those teams. He said they were full games, so I don't know where the 30 minutes come from.
That's what I heard, but they played 30 minutes 30 minutes, and change the side. Which was also what we did with the under 20s. If you remember when they played on at Gardens and such, apart from when they played Dun Beholden and Harborview, they played 2 full 90-minute games. So I think the preparation was inadequate.
Yeah, definitely. And I also believe that this thing about playing club teams and the such like, I don't think it's a good measuring tool, because you want to play your age group, run at those players your age group, so that you can know what to do, because the adjustment that they're going to be making against a senior team, it's not the same adjustment against a junior team.
Thank you, coach.
So me say that from day one. So I don't like the facts of them are play them senior persons that it not do nothing for them. Nothing at all.
So even before getting out of the realm, I want to say that I can't see why the national team didn't play, for example, the All Mannings and all the Costa Cup team. Why wasn't there a match against that setup? Right? Especially when the series against Trinidad fell through.
Yeah.
Right? And you would have had the best players, because some of the players a number of the top players in the schoolboy competition were not able to travel to Fort Lauderdale for visa issues, right? When they took on that tournament. So we really would have gotten to see some of the better players, right? I also thought they should have played Phoenix Academy. They should have played Mount Pleasant Academy in their age group as part of the prep. More than that, when we are going to a tournament, coach, and I am demanding as a fan that the coach present to us a dated document showing what his plan was for this tournament, including from day one to when you're recruiting, to when you're holding camps, to when you're playing friendlies, to when you're arriving in Guatemala, all the way down. Because I want to see if that plan was flawed. If you remember, coach, when they had the thing and they were selling us the date when they were flying out to Guatemala, I asked, are we doing the same thing we did with the under 20s one last year, where we went in 3 days before and couldn't acclimatize? Didn't that come up in the technical report, which Mr. Speed has been hiding, because it's not been, even the executive summary of it has not been made available to us, right? And we went ahead and did precisely the same logistical arrangements for the team. The team was scheduled to arrive 2 days before the start of the tournament, which in itself, coach, was madness. So my first thing on the board, coach, never again must age group team, male or female, under 20, under 17, under 15, arrive less than 1 week before the start of the tournament. They should play one friendly match in the country that they are going to play, so that they get acclimatized to the playing conditions there in the country, if it is we want to be successful. Right?
And that in itself won't bring success, but at least it would have been a start to go through the norms and the trends that persons are actually using for preparation. Because Trinidad never leave a week before. Did they?
We delayed Trinidad, because Trinidad would have gone and reached there. When I heard we were playing Trinidad, I really thought we were going to play the matches in Guatemala, which would have made more sense.
Well, the last time Jamaica played Trinidad in a too-much game, two matches, what happened?
I don't know, coach. I don't know.
We won two of them, though. But we dropped out of the World Cup qualifiers. Why?
No, man. I'm just saying, I am looking for solutions. I'm not here to I am going to get on the JFF, but I'm not here to just cuss the JFF and just cuss what or go on. I'm here to talk serious because with account responsibility comes accountability, right? And I said, I do everything with them, so I'm turn away from my team. I'm not gonna trade them, I'm not bother nobody because then they said that was that was the reason why the under 20 never qualified. It's not I told you so, but if you did not identify the mistakes made in the under 20 and come and repeat the mistakes now with the under 17, we have had in the space of 1 year 4 failed age group campaign. Under 17 boys, under 20 boys, under 17 girls, under 20 girls. The under 15 boys with duck and hide out to the tournament that
the one above is going to fail.
Hold on now. And then, coach, we lost the under 14 tournament in Dominican Republic. It's 6 age group tournaments that we have, and we got knocked out in the group stage of that, the under 14 tournament. I think by Martinique or one of them little ABC countries, as we call them, Aruba, Curacao, whatever they have, right? The time for the exclusives are finished and the plan. So my first thing is, I am paying the JFS as a fan. If I see it happening, if I want to go pick it outside, I'm afraid of nobody, I'm going to do it. No age group team. World Cup qualifiers are different because it's home and away and those things, right? But if we're going to play a qualifying tournament, we must arrive 7 clear days ahead and we must have 1 practice match in that country. You want to talk about how the Adidas money must spend? That is part of the way that the money must spend.
Right now, Qatar, the Adidas money I can't help with. Honestly, that's my honest opinion.
I am suggesting ways in which it may be better, put to better use.
Yeah, man, I may agree with you, but me just say Adidas money and no help with at all.
No. When I heard the Gensec say positive to come out the flight is that they were able to send the Adidas gears on the Friday flight. I don't know if you picked that up, but I heard that. And I said, but all of these, when we say all of these are logistic matters, these are administrative matters. You sign a deal from the 6th of well, it's unveiled, but you sign a deal from January. And you're telling me that we didn't have kits for the team in full to go and participate in the very first tournament?
No, Qatar, this is where I disagree with you on that.
Okay.
And
go back and listen to the video.
No, man, let me tell you what happened.
Go ahead, let me hear.
The kit that he talked about was the away kit, which was the block kit. Owing to the fact, if you notice, the ladies' jerseys have on the name on all of them, something there. Right? The name then dip on the female them jersey if you watch the games. But this youth tournament, they got the jerseys for the home game. You'd call it the home wear, home kit.
Right?
So they had that printed with numbers. They got the black one. They said late. So when they sent the black one, they didn't have any numbers.
Of course.
And the number they were sent it for them to get the numbers printed over there. For me, I don't think he had to mention that because what I'm saying, the first games that they were going to play, they were seen as the home team, and they would have never been a clash of jerseys.
Of course.
That's all I'm saying in that. Qatar, you're going well enough. I just believe that this one is not necessary.
I'm not making no joke tonight. I'm talking serious. Coach, a kit for a tournament consists of 18 outfield uniforms in home colors, 2 goalkeeping jerseys in contrasting colors to the home color, 18 away kit outfield players, and 2 away goalkeeping jersey kits. It consists of 40 pieces of kit. It doesn't consist of half. That's not what a kit is. A kit consists of the home, away, and what you take the field to practice on. Because you're not really supposed to.
No, Cataract, no, man, you can't tell me so no kit, no can't. If I have the home jersey, that's the home kit.
Hold on, coach.
It includes the shorts, not only the shirt.
A kit for a tournament, for a national team or a club team, if you're going to a tournament, if you're going to play in the World Club Championship, you are mandated to have a home kit and a away kit. That's
mandated by who?
By FIFA. You can't go to a tournament with one kit.
But Cataract, that's why I'm saying this is not really a big issue, you know. Why it's not a big issue for me? They went there based off the fixtures. If the jersey come a day late, the away kit, it wouldn't affect the first game that they play because it was an home game based off the fixture.
Right, coach. So you're not understanding what I'm saying. So I leave it to move on to more salient part. I'm saying,
yeah, me think that the other part you're going well so far, you know.
Coach, those are logistical.
Yes, but I put it on the minority list. To be honest, because when teams are going, you know, hear nothing about jersey and them something there. Mr. Chung decided to talk about it, and I think say it was he misspeak right there. You don't need to talk about that.
Coach, you know why I'm raising it? Part back to the Canada World Cup qualifier, the away game in Canada, where a team from Jamaica went out in freezing temperatures without thermal clothing, without warmers for their boots. You remember that game?
Yeah, but I mean,
hold on.
Umbro would have been responsible for that. Them forget the beating there, so.
Coach, you have to make a request to the supplier.
No.
Okay.
You don't really have to. They know that you're going to a competition. They are responsible for you. They know the weather too. Sometimes they are there.
Coach, you have to make a
and I'm not saying that they should not, you know, but I don't think you have to.
But you have to because you have an X number of kits, you know. So you have to request the kit.
Keta, right? Let me tell you this, and this might be a different sport, but me go with teams, seeing, and when you reach there, your kit is there ready for you because the supplier knows say you're going to one cold part of the country. You understand? So them supply you with that every single time. So whoever deal with it knows say you're going to come there. So them just deal with it. So as me I say, nothing wrong if you not ask for it. Suppliers should ensure that you get it as well, and nothing wrong if you ask for it either. You understand? I'm just saying that this jersey thing is not a big issue to me.
In order not to so that we don't spend time on it, but we'll agree to disagree because I'm saying it speaks to a breakdown in logistics arrangements that has happened. I'm talking about things, the problems that don't seem to fix themselves. They seem to be repeated.
Right? Okay, look at this now. With that game in Canada versus this game, you see, the Canada situation would have been more to talk about than this situation in Guatemala. Yes, because as me said, the jersey did they already for them play them home game, so it did not affect them. Cataract. That may I say no. They not getting the jersey did not affect them in not qualifying for the World Cup.
No, coach.
It not affect them.
No. And okay, let's move on. Not
It
another.
can't affect them
Not
in that
another second
situation.
in it.
And you know how it would affect them if they
Coach.
go a Guatemala and the jersey in a reach. No set of the jersey in a reach.
Coach, moving on. Well done,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
man, you have to move on, cause
Way to
I
go.
don't think that point there. Really.
Let's do that next time. Way to go. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
No, yeah, be sarcastic and this. So me I go now move on now. Because we have a decent conversation. No, but that's true now. I'm come with a one bag of sarcasm. Okay, me not deal with that well.
Coach.
Me head with chip.
What are we head chip? But we are not the enemy today.
No, we are not. We have never been enemies.
No, we haven't. Or we are not the protagonists today, right? Let's move on. So the arrival time was a problem, and when I heard a shocking revelation that the coaching staff didn't know the altitude at which we were going to be playing. Did you hear that, or am I being unreliably informed?
The altitude of which they're going to be playing, or where they were going to be staying.
I don't know. There was an issue that they did not know the altitude.
Huh?
That they did not know the altitude, and therefore that the reason we were seeing the players tiring is because of the altitude. That's what was reported. Reports reaching Cataract, right? And I was shocked again because we were told that extensive scouting had been done on our opponents and everything. And scouting certainly includes knowing the venue you're playing at. And so I would want to say again, as a suggestion, that at least 2 months or a month prior to, a small mission team should go and visit the country in which we are playing and assess the venues where we are playing at. But we don't have to hear that the grass is too high, or if the pitch is a small pitch and not a big pitch, or it's at altitude and we never know that. So you have to scout the venue to know. As a matter of fact, the team manager should go because all the logistics arrangements should be chronicled. We should know the hotel that we're staying at. We should know the even though I think CONCACAF provides the buses, but we should know they should drive the route and know how long it takes to get from the hotel to the ground. The menu at the restaurant at the hotel, we should know the menu of what's being provided. All of those things should be chronicled to a T. Because, and I put this against the backdrop that in the Honduras debacle of the Under 20, one of the things we were told was that the players couldn't get accustomed to the cuisine. Right?
All right, Cataract, I hear you. And those are salient points. But for me, you see, before we attack all of them things there, what I do is to start look at the players earlier, put them together earlier. So you see when me do all of that, I may believe say I'm at a particular stage where I am comfortable. I start writing on my plan. I need to go in early. I need to check out something there, get acclimatized to the area, check out the food, the altitude. When we go in early, I gonna know all of these things as well. But the essence for me is to get the best players so that I can prepare a team, not just to go there to play football and work off individual brilliance because of a lack of preparation. So what if the team did not prepare well, but we looked into the logistics of it, of finding out the altitude and all of this, and we go in early and all of this, but the team not prepare well. That would have been of none effect. in my cabinet.
So coach, I have a break front. I don't have a cabinet.
Huh?
And what I'm saying is, all of these pieces have to fall into place for you to have a successful tournament.
Yes,
Right?
but
And so, why
I
is it not
not
going
put
so?
those at the forefront. I would put preparations, getting the players at the forefront, and in my plan leading up to that, then all those nuances that you're mentioning would come into place.
What's up, my bro?
But to lead,
Coach, am I breaking up to you?
yes, to lead, definitely want to get the players. A lot of time spent the player than even before talking about those nuances. For me, that's what I would do. Not to say that they are not important, but if I go there with a mediocre team and I get all the logistics correct, getting the temperature correct, getting the food correct, the cuisine, and I don't have a ruthlessly prepared team.
I thought we agreed that we were going to be sarcastic with you, though. Because there's no way that I would be suggesting that you carry a mediocre team. I'm saying
No,
that
but no, Cataract, I'm not being sarcastic, Cataract. Cataract, I'm not being sarcastic. I am saying I would want to prepare my team first before those externals. And the team are the most important thing. That's why I'm saying, how would I go with a mediocre team and then me have all of them T's and I's there sort out? But at the same time, me have a prepared team. That is more important to me. Those are secondary. Getting the team together in time, getting the players together on time, everybody rolling at the same time, longer preparation period, you play a practice game, you get all of them things together. You'd refine that area. And then you refine the other area, which you start dealing with now, the temperature, like I said, which is the altitude. You start dealing with the cuisine, what kind of food them will get, and you go in early. For me, the primary objective is to get the players in first. That's why I'm saying I'm not saying those points are not correct, because I believe in them as well, but they would become non-effect if I have a team that is not well prepared. That's all I'm saying, Keter.
Oh, of course, what I'm saying to you, if you remember, I started by saying every tournament that we are going into now, we must demand as fans to see the strategic plan. The plan. In that plan, selection of team, which is the technical area, recruiting that. There is an administrative aspect to it, because you can get the best team together and don't pay the necessary fees, and all your best players can't take part in the tournament, or you get all these players and then you use an illegal player. So they're not mutually exclusive; they are complementary.
Right. That's what I want. That's what I wanted to get out, because it sounds as if you wanted to exclude them.
No, coach.
Okay.
And I apologize for that. We have to ride and whistle and operate on the administratives and deal with the administrative things first. Like, and those are the easier things to solve. Right? Those are the easier things to solve. Other administrative thing I'm saying is that when a 30-man squad is named, requests for visas and visa waivers must be done at that point. Not when you whittle down to 20.
That is true.
So you ask for 30 visas or 30 visa waiver letters, and then if we don't need to take 10 man, you just tear up for them when their names go on a list, right? You just delete those names. It's not an issue. But once we settle on a team generally, there ought to be only one or two changes based on injury. So here is my thing. Preparation has to start from 2 years in advance of the tournament, because we know a tournament is coming up. So we know that there's going to be another 17 tournament in 2025. we know that there's going to be an under 20 tournament in 2024.
Preparations for me. Cataract, it's when
Yeah.
time you finish. So me I coach some youths football. One tournament finish. The next day me I plan, you know. Cause me I go do my assessment and postmortem to see what happened and what me need to go going forward. Seeing all if me win the competition, I next day me I plan. So this thing of waiting last minute to make the planning, it is absolutely rubbish. And that's something we need to fix. When you come on to track and field, when champs finish, or the next day, we start work. So me not understand them planning the budget.
The track and field, it's to do with anything. You know that I was a fighter, right? You fight one match, you win, you get about a week to yourself, and then you start go back in the gym, and then whoever is your agent that putting together the fights for you, come and say to you, you're going to fight Tom Strokes, or you're going to defend this belt, or you're going to fight for that other belt, right? And it's a plan. But so the administrative thing dealt with. Now here comes the team building part, coach. I honestly believe that the two national coaches, Coach Fuzzy and Coach Gordon, and to some extent, Coach Whitmore at the time, our local coaches do not know how to assess talent. We are poor at talent assessment and talent evaluation. And therefore, we stick to our comfort zone, which is basically the players that we are accustomed to, that they're around. We don't know if somebody tell us that Mikel Antonio eligible to play for Jamaica, we hear say him no good. Or this man a yard better than him. We don't have an objective measuring stick to measure talent and properly evaluate talent. So the Jamaica Football Federation needs to employ.
Sorry, Cataract. Some of my fans them know if to do that too.
No man, this is not, we're not talking about fans, man. We can't chat when we want chat, you know, but I don't. No, coach said me I have a serious. Coach said me I have
But
a
Cataract, me I touch everything, you know. And you know what I next thing, you know what I next problem I cause that too?
Connect, you tell me
Because
YouTuber involved in this too.
Well on man.
Mm-hmm.
You know why next problem I cause some of this? Too many persons are meddling in the team. Full stop.
To what? Coach, I didn't hear you. Coach Minzy?
Yeah man, may I say a lot of people are meddling in the selection of teams. So that is an issue in my estimation.
So here is how that gets resolved, coach. And people just don't get up and try and meddle in a team selection because them see say something like that. So here, let me say, the JFF needs a proper scout and to identify talent and bring to the attention. And we have to be clear that there are two different things. Recruitment of players to represent Jamaica is different from the selection of players to come into the team. Why I say this? If you get the persons who are eligible to represent Jamaica and have them go through the process of getting their passport, their citizenship and passport, you provide a pool of players that a national coach can select from. Coach, you still here, coach? Right. And I believe that we have been going about for the last 6 tournaments or 8 tournaments the total wrong way. We believe that, and I'm saying this, what went wrong? I believe that Coach Marion Gordon generally believed with everything in his head, heart, and soul that there are 20 young men, boys, playing in schoolboy football in Jamaica and Manning Cup and the Costa Cup that he could have taken to Guatemala and qualify. Let me not say win the tournament, and qualify for the World Cup. That was his fundamental belief. And his fundamental belief that the players in the Manning Cup and World Cup, Manning Cup and the Costa Cup, are better than their counterparts who are being developed in the elite academies in the Premier League in England. Fundamental belief. Because, coach, when you're going to bake the cake, you talk about building a house from the foundation and saying to you, what is our foundation? And that, I think, is where the troubling question going to come in. I don't believe there'll be any Jamaican team coach that make up of 20 Englishmen, as they love to call it, right? Or English-born Jamaicans. I don't also believe that there can be a team of 20 Jamaican-born players representing Jamaica that is the best team possible to represent Jamaica. I believe that we must begin, coach, by identifying the elite talent that we have, bring them on board, work with them, find who fits the system that we want to play with and style of play that we want. And then we add the semi-pros to them. That means people who are playing in the JPL, etc., semi-professionals. And then we sprinkle the amateurs. But what we are doing, coach, is building a cake of amateurs and then believing that the professional, we need 1 and 2 professionals as the icing on the cake. And I think that is a lopsided way of building a team. And that is the heart of my part. Go ahead.
Cataract, you see the next challenge and drawback to that? Because you see when me I make point, we have to look on either side. The pros and the cons.
Yes, sir.
You see, if we all get the best talent around the world and they are not going to come together to play consistent football and stop the chopping and changing, we will forever be in problem. In no matter the big sponsorship we get, because we have talented. Listen, this team of players that went to the competition, I'm not gonna say that they are all high level and elite players. And what I saw was players with individual brilliance. You see, if we could get these players together for a stretch, I believe that there are some principles that they would have learned, that they would have garnered, that they would have developed over a period of time playing together. They would have used to each other. The chemistry would have even be thicker. So getting these players, it is good. But if the coaching staff, the technical staff, whichever level it is, U20, U15, U17 and senior team, if they are not putting them together, we are going to be having these conversations for years to come. And I kid you not.
Coach, did you hear what I said? That the establishment of the next under 17 or under 20 team need to begin on the 1st of March.
No, that's too far. No,
man, because you have to do an assessment. You have to do an assessment.
After you take a day to do assessment?
No, man, yes it does. Yes it does. You have to come back, the coach has to give his proper report, put his report together, which should take about a week. Then that report has to be consumed by the technical committee. They have to go over it and do it. Then they have to call the coach in and he makes a presentation. So I'm not rushing the thing, right? I'm not being a bull in a china shop, right? I'm just saying, I would say first of March. But coach, I agree with you with the chopping and changing. But what I don't agree with is what we call the foundation. So, for example, and I'm going to come to where I lay a hill of a lot of blame. 2 years ago, at age 14, Zach Lovelace made his debut as one of the youngest ever players to play first team football in the championship. He came on from Millwall, right? At that time, it was known that Zach Lovelace is Jamaican, right? Because both his mother and father are from Jamaica. When you look up, you'd see a little Jamaican flag next to him on transfer market. It should have been known to the powers in that day. 2 years ago, if Zach Lovelace was
Gunners boss,
identified him as a talent and say, he went on then to make 5 appearances in the championship, right? Including one starting at 15 years old. A year ago, if we had attempted to recruit this player and say, okay, let me start with this elite, generational, world-class talent as the foundation and start to build the team around, we'd have been fine. The team didn't comprise 20 schoolboys, because then a camp was held. But when the first team was called together, it comprised of that. Coach, I know for a certain fact that when Zach Lovelace was brought to the attention of members of the technical staff, right?
Run cheat quick. Somebody up online, yeah man.
Oh no, never know somebody up online. Me all have pull up, except to say the express view at the time was said, Dunn, even no better than Dunstan Cohen. Right? And I go wheel and pull up. I mean, I didn't know, sorry. I apologize, Carl. I didn't know there was somebody on the line. Come in, Carl.
Man, I listen to you sometimes you sound good and sometimes you not sound too good. But I don't come to you now. I want to ask you a question now. Because, first thing first, let me come to you first. You hear you say to build the national team around one individual player. Don't remember what you said name, but do you want something like that you say?
I said start the building process. If you identify that you have a generational talent, that is the first talent you select and start building out the team. Rather than building out the team from amateur players and then saying, I'm going to add the professional players to the ranks at the last minute.
But national team supposed to comprise of mostly professional players. It's the full team. What you need to do instead of every time you look, me see JFS this, JFS that, why we're not talking about the Premier League and our domestic league that are not producing players that the JFS from FIFA and stuff talk about JFS the big footballer, brother. And that's the problem we have, and this is the question I keep asking. JFS this, JFS that, no.
So you hear the people and talk about the league and say the league want to improve.
The league to improve, and that me see here, and that me see for some headline now. Jamaica Premier League need to improve so that the reggae boys can find enough quality players to put.
Yeah, but when a man make a stream like that, yeah, come on, come watch it. You know, come on, come watch it.
Come watch it. I'm always there, watch it. I'm always there. If I meet my people over here, I'm always over here, sir.
Yeah, man. From kind of people time to get it on.
That's why when I left Jamaica after I left Jamaica, I bring my woman come a friend because I want people and I want they and I watch it. I can't watch her from down there. So I bring her when I can watch her. Put her in her house with me, you see it? Yes. Yeah, man. But when me I say now, for real, what can the JFS do if the people who are supposed to build the ballers and get the ballers up to are not producing? And everybody has the JFS. The JFS national program to build baller, brother. We select ballers to play out of the multitude we can select from. And so we know it's up. Yes, we have the national program to assist where they can as far as infrastructure and
But Piney, hold on the Piney. Which one of these shows you hear people that talk the JFF build baller?
You hear the people that talk about JFF build academy. Otherwise we hear people that say it all for radio.
But nothing wrong if JFF have nothing wrong with if JFF have a one academy when they see some elite talent out there who are national player prospect, carry them in and have some training, expose them to elite training. Nothing wrong with that.
No, but of course, the JFF running an academy.
So it would have been like a high performance center.
High performance center.
Yeah.
Right.
So nobody never said JFF build baller. Nobody never said that Piney. So I don't know where you get the argument there from.
Why is the JFF being blamed when the national team, whether from under 1 to under
Virgin, who in charge of football? Who in charge of football?
Before you step on me, Carl, I already said that I think the JFF have too much power.
Hold on, Piney. Let me ask you a question. Who in charge of yours?
Me.
Alright.
No, not me. My wife and my daughter.
Yeah, you don't shoot yourself in the foot, man. Are you?
No, me take it back. Publicly, me no run house. My wife and my daughter run the house. Me and my son them no run house.
But you hear me asking a question. You know, look like you don't listen well enough. Me never say who run your house. Me say who in charge.
Who in charge? Oh, okay, that's a different question.
No, me ask first. Are you take it but run house? Me never say nothing about a run house. So answer the question now.
We as a family in charge of the house.
Huh?
Me, my wife, and my children.
Virgin, cut out the foolishness, man. Because you have a parish president, then would have play a part. So a JFF and the parish president then run football then. See like what you say. See like what you say about who in charge of your house. You come in with all for semantics, man. Listen, you cannot escape. You are the man of the yard. If anything go wrong, are you first them I go talk about? Are you first them I go want to talk to? You no matter where, if you not believe it or you not believe it. JFF are the body we in charge of football, or JFF then talk about. FIFA in charge of football internationally. Anything with them say now go on right now football. Nobody now go say UEFA. Nobody now go say this. FA, England FA. People are go say FIFA. So at Jamaica with it, and at Jamaica JFF responsible for football. Anything will go wrong, all if you not go wrong, and anything will go right, all if you not go right, at JFF is gonna be taught about. You can't escape it.
The man they need to bring a hostile take over, man, and bring in a franchise team, man, and get JFF out of them business. JFF too much into it. You go by the FIFA regulation and JFF have certain rules, but when you see JFF for punish all schoolboy, football and all them things. Them things their way it's a supposed to do. JFF not supposed to have nothing to do with schoolboy, football and all these things.
No, Piney, you can't say that. Piney, you cannot say that. The governing body of any country have to be involved in any league. A matter of fact, some of the rules are governed by you have to be affiliated. How you chat, man?
No about that, man. When you say it comes to like schoolboy, now you have the athletic director, you have the commissioner, and the NCAA, where you would call Easter in Jamaica, and they make them rules and regulation, because them have them rule and regulation different from national team rules and professional team.
Yeah, but where they make the rules from? Where the rules come from? none of them develop rules for themselves. It a come from a body. So even if them put it and word it different, it a come from a body. So you can't say that.
Don't the Premier League rules different from the World Cup rules?
Yeah, but it's still on to the same trajectory of footballing rule that is governed, that where FIFA deal with. So you can't escape it.
For instance, a man have a certain violation, a player or a manager over the EPL.
No, you're so away, Brian.
Over the EPL, right? Who rule out the punishment? FIFA or the EPL organization.
Yeah, the England FA can step in when it's have problem. Who step in? Not the Jamaica FA, which is the JFF. I know FIFA come in. So you see, you know, say a thing right.
I say it right now, but me just have to say the one with the JFF is just like this now. But let me say this now.
Hold on, before you say that, M10 at that, me just tell them, get all our players them, seeing all our big players, all of the talent. You see, if we not prepare, that's why I did that tell Cataract say, the nuances of finding out all of the things them in the country where you go play is secondary to preparation. Secondary. And see M10 come here and talk. But what you say now?
Suppose I want to ask you.
Hold on the Qatar, make it call and finish.
I want to answer my question.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. I'm saying to you, nowhere have I ever heard on coaches said, as a matter of fact, we say the obvious, that the national team is not for development. The national team is about players who are developed at their clubs.
No, yeah, we not say that around here.
And if there's a breakdown of development at the club, what I see Coach Hargreaves is trying to do is to bring players, assess them, and send them back to the club with a work plan. So say, look, your right foot weak, you can't cross the ball. Go work on that, right? I am saying that. So I'm in the full agreement that the players must be developed at the local level. You must have a strong league because most countries that qualify for most countries, not all, but qualify, they have a strong local league, right? Which is able to develop talents to a particular level that make the team competitive. What Jamaica has is that we have a diaspora living in a country that is developing talent for us. Free of cost. It don't cost Jamaica, Omari Hutchinson, Jamari Clark, Michael, it didn't cost Jamaica $1 to develop those players. Right? Bobby Reed, Danny Johnson. What we have not been able to do is to be able to recruit those players early, identify and evaluate which ones will fit in the system, because every player when they are England now gonna come to Jamaica and play well because some of their style is not suitable to how we play, right? But where I hold the JFF responsible, where I hold the JFF responsible is they have in place as a policy at the youth level a quota system, and it is the quota system that is strangling us.
You see that, me hear everything what you just say, but let me tell you something right now. You cannot pick 23 people from players from today for 2026. People gonna go, people gonna come, people gonna get into all kind of things will happen because these players playing all over the world and play professional football, who are there Jamaica play same way. So this chop and change thing when people are complaining about. You're going chop and change and come all the way down. When the NFL roster them start with over 300 men, and on the day when game going to start, them cut it down to 53. So it go. So you have to chop and change. Your people you don't want, some people have to get cut along the way, some people are going to get 2 games and not get no more games. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, the last 3 months, 4 months, So at the game, that is when you start get your squad together and get these players together. So me know it go. So me when you know what about start select serious from now to 2026. That's a joke argument to me. That is my opinion. You're looking at players now as you have a game to play for in the next month or in the next 2 months. Yeah, you're looking at players for that game, but not players who's going to play in 2026, sir. Me right, coach?
No,
Yeah,
me
coach,
not,
what
no,
you thought?
no, me not
Coach.
to agree with you upon that still. But
So,
you
Brian,
say your opinion.
You
Coach.
have to play available, you know.
Yeah, but you still
And
have to
then it's
track.
also
You still
it's
have
at
to
the top
track
of your
player.
age, like
And that's why the scouting and the tracking and all of them they come into fusion. So me not totally agree
Coach,
with you.
good night.
Yeah, man, big up
exactly.
yourself, Brian.
Coach.
Top players, and you have a top players that go off. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, night. So me join in one time here, you know, talk about the federation and thing, and I think we make an analogy about who run house or in charge of house or something like that. But what me I say, you know, the parish association is the JSF, you know, because the JSF is made up of parish
So
associations.
not everybody.
So yeah, so you can't separate the two because the parish president and them make up the JSF board
Would
as well as them have I think 2 or 3 people what them call executive members. But those people too also in some instances come from parish associations too. Another thing, we always hear we talk about the quota thing and whatever. And, a lot of times we hear the comparison is made to like Brazil and Spain and England and thing. But the issue is, you know, you see them country there, those countries are already established football countries. We have established systems of developing players, coaches, administrators, equipment people, curators to feel everything. Them have the wherewithal to develop those people. So they can afford or they have the luxury of saying, yo, me only want local based players or me can pick a squad of local based players to play in any form of competition. But in Jamaica and other third world and other developing football countries who not reach that level yet, we can't have that luxury there. So and the truth is we're not at that level at this point. So we have to pick our best players them, whichever where them come from. Now there may be a point in the future, you know, when we reach that level now we can say, all right, we have developed players who come at a certain level and we have the coaching or whatever, and we have the facilities and the infrastructure. So we can decide that yo, we just want local players, or they are only invite 5 or 6 overseas players to your under 17 team or under 15 team or whatever it is. You get what me I say? But as it is now, we not have the resources, or we are not developing the players, or we're not producing players who are developed at that high level, or we don't have the coaches who can develop them at that high level as well. So we can't compare our scenario to them other countries there because we're not in the same position. Get me I say?
Coaching, coaching are more than back then. When he was better.
Brian, I agree with you. And somebody say I'm always talking about recruiting because I deal with human resource management, right? Now look here. Part of a successful business is knowing where your human resources are because human resource is like money. It's one of the inputs to business success, right? It is like money. So you have to manage your human resources as well as you have to manage your financial resources in the same way, right? What I would say, Brian, is this.
Hey, Kata,
And to speak about it
and
is like
Brian,
one or the
let
other.
me make a part.
It's like one or the other.
Kata,
It's not
give me 30 seconds, let me say something and run. Half of the phone, because me a old man, my bedtime, I come up now. Let me tell you something. If it is money to bring back Jamaica football, during the 80s, the mid 80s to the 90s, there was a lot of easy money around where people was investing in football. football. Them the kind of money we don't know. So no football now go be good at Jamaica and then if money I go do it enough. Unless it's the private sector then now when coming and that keep men like Mr. Tony Barrett in a Portmore United and do it then you know have a call nobody else. Yeah. They are coming in and put them investment into the game across Jamaica, they are really one of them places. Those men we have love for the game and never really look for much return on their investment. Those kind of money they not go on no more. So those kind of things that go up no more for money to bring back football in Jamaica. So we have to go find a different way to have a build the football and people start looking for this instant gratification where Adidas give money last 6 months ago and people expect it because Adidas gives some money about bring back the football and with the team that will win the 17-year-old World Cup or whatever that was. Then they are foolishness, man. You have to trust the process sometime and start to see that give it some time.
But run ahead run ahead though. Gunners boss. Because nobody said we wanted to go and win the tournament. The people in one will qualify for World Cup. And a World Cup the people them say. So
that's a 2026.
Huh? No.
World Cup 2026.
No.
Once the 70
the one we got in it we are talk about the one we just talk about now. At the competition the people.
The one we have played the whole of last week come up.
And that people want we qualify for. That our latest tournament. So I don't like say we want to win World Cup. We nobody know. Me not think nobody are outright to say yo we are gonna win the U20 U17 tournament.
I buy we don't buy players like how the NBA and the NFL buy players and Major League Baseball buy players to go play nice so we could have win it so we could have Adidas money.
Adidas money can't help you right now. Adidas money cannot help us right now. May I tell you that.
Coach.
Adidas money too little bit. Yeah.
No amount of money can help you, brother. And me not gonna say money is the problem because
money I want a great problem.
Money. Yeah, you always need money to do certain things. But you see, me think greater than money will have a problem with two things. Well, a few things. One, me not think we do very well at planning. Brother, we know that the under 17 qualifier come up from forever, amen, brother.
Amen.
And we wait until in January. We have keep camp and trial in a brother.
You bad man.
We not brother. We not plan good, brother. There's no the coach appointed for 2 years. What was he appointed for 2 years for? We appointed for 2 years ago for do. You see what I look, brother? No, the thing not operate properly and let me tell you this, I not blame the coach alone. Because let me tell you this, Gaffer. You see, me have my job, brother. See? You see, if me could do anything me want to get my pay, would I do it? So, you see, the coach have a responsibility to but greater than the coach's responsibility is the people who employ him. See, as a team say, yo, in December, want him, and November, walk one. How many years in planning, where what take place? We can't just sit down and say, yo, everything covered. Yeah, brother, we play 2 international friendly before we got the tournament. Remember now, this is the same Jamaica where could play football for about 3 years, youth football in 4 years, because of COVID, brother. Or whatever, And we only play 2 international practice games, and the 2 games them against Trinidad. That is like going on at the bottom of the barrel, brother. And we play them 2 games there less than a month before we leave. Matter of fact, less than 2 weeks before we leave, brother. So if there were any grave deficiencies, we wouldn't have the time to fix them, brother. We couldn't bring in other player. So it's almost like say, yo, you can't draw, you pull out of the deck and you hit that. No matter what happens, so never even relevant. Because regardless of what happens, at the same man they have to carry anyway. So whether them good enough or them don't good enough, you can't do nothing. You don't have no time to prepare them for them can't go do nothing, brother. And brother, we carry a coaching staff go to the tournament. Where before now the highest level of qualification in Jamaica was the B life, the conquer of B life. Now, some people go do some A-license, brother. See, and there it was being touted that, yo, the D-license, brother, down to the common physical trainer, you know, brother, have a contact of D-license, you know. So you would have classified, say, are the most qualified coaching staff this national team would have kept locally in a long time, brother. You know what I say? And these are the end result, brother. So it simply means, say, we are not at the level of thing to average. Not the level of thing to at, you know. We're not at the level of thing to act, brother. We're not at the level. And let me tell you, when you look on the you them a player, them not look like you but don't know to play football. Generally. Them look like them can play, them look like them have a understand of the game. But the preparation poor, brother. The preparation, we set up the youth them from day one, we set up the youth them for fail, brother. Set up the
So,
youth them for fail, brethren.
so Brian, isn't that the same thing why me, why I come on YouTube and cry tears to the under 20? What I say to you? Them set up the youth them for fail 6 months or 7 months ago. And we're back. You are saying the same thing. And I'm going to have the same emotion towards this team because I'm emotionally invested. But I want to say this. When you talk about preparation, a coach, but the promise is that after the thing finish, I'm going to tell you about 3 dates, right? And I am going to say this now, everybody take the time stamp. Without fear of contradiction, Brian and coach, the first time that anybody from the coaching staff of Jamaica spoke to Zach Lovelace's father and agent was January 20th, 2023. And I challenged the JFF, not in there, anyone in there, to provide a shred of evidence that prior to January 20th, 2023, any official contact was made with the father or agent or mother of Zach Lovelace. Because I heard someone say that they're gone and tried to recruit the player from Wapikill Phillip. The 20th of January. Under which planet you are going to be able to, the JFS, get a player, document, citizenship and passport in 11 days. Sorry, 16 days. 31st of January and 6 days. That's the first time, to my certain knowledge, I'm going to challenge anybody for challenge. The JFF was made aware of that Lovelace in September. In September of 2022. You know what? Those players. January 20th, 2023. And I defy any one of them to come on a platform and provide to the Jamaican public the evidence that they tried to recruit this elite player. And he's just an example, you know, right? Because as I said to your coach, I still have a question as to why the Jamaican-born player who played first team football for the Arsenal Academy on the 18th team was never contacted or invited to come and be a test in Jamaica. Because he doesn't need any citizenship or whatever in born in Jamaica. Come in, Brian.
You know, I find alarming still, like, you know, you always hear the stories about Wonder Kid and whatever and things. See? Yo, if I have a player, we have 17 brother or 16-year-old, I play for Rangers of the Scottish Championship. And we know they endorse step, ask him to come play for the country, brother. And him eligible. We gotta stop talking about, not to move the ego and talk about, yo, we are big and this and that, brother. We know they endorse step. With the documents, they must say, yo, sign a signature, yes, brother. Fill out all the information, team already, brother. as a little kid like that, brother, we can't, we have to take out the ego title and say, yo, we are big player on this. Because at the
Mm.
nation football,
No,
brother,
but
Yeah,
you
the
feel me? At the
argument
nation
that
football, brother. At the nation football, brother, you can't have a kid. Yo, me not say, and you're not going to do that for everybody. I say, have a kid. Man, at 16, brother, I'm a play Scottish Championship for Rangers, brother. And me
Rangers
guarantee
first
you,
team.
say, you have enough people there. We are 25 and 30 and 31. We not get no game and him a play, brother. And we know that they are setting for yo, coming up. Just put the things there, so we fill out information for you already. Or I talk to him person and say, yo, we need this youth here, to be a part of our program in a long term, in a rare, whatever, You get me? I say, we can't operate that way, the bridging. And the thing is, people must understand things and say, yo, them people here, them getting trusted with the football for the nation, brother, not themselves, not your personal thing, for the country, brother. And that's one of the things I think say, we now get right, brother. As me say, from before me did the next program, I tell them say, yo, if you them qualify, I'm glad. If me qualify, I feel away, but me already know say everything stop against we already, brother. Cause we set up them for fear, brother. Set up, yo, see, we have a, a national female and a 20 year come up. And me no know, nobody know what go on. Nobody know
It's the
what go
same,
on, no.
it's the same blueprint. And the way you heard me speak about, look here, you have a player like Jamari Bell, right? Who is a decent player, good prospect, and had everything been done right, he could have been playing alongside a player who is on the bench for Champions League, on the bench, no, on the bench for Europa League, so then they get knocked out of Champions League already, right? On the bench for the Europa League, play first team football in the Scottish Premier League, play first team football, not picnic football, not schoolboy football, big man ball game. All right. So I think you do the local players a disservice by not having them be able to play again. In October of last year, the technical team, I'm not about to deal with JF again, the technical team was made aware that there are 7 players in the Arsenal under 18 team who are eligible to represent Jamaica. Seven. Seven. What was their response? Because a man play for Arsenal, that means him better than who play a Marine Cup and the Casper Cup. As a matter of fact, it does. It does. It means he's better developed. It means he's fitter because he's playing football once a week for 9 months of the year as such. Now, like I said to you, one of the youth them, I keep certain information still there because I want a man come to me so they try contact a player and the players. Which is why I got angry coach. You remember when I heard the statement of the thing that says that there were players from England waiting and England call up and that's why the passport never materialized. You remember I got upset, coach?
mm.
There's a striker, the starting striker at Manchester City, under 18, is eligible to play for Jamaica. His father, one of the father is a Rasta man when live in Ethiopia. When say his son can't play the Queen, not day at all. Or in the reach her. Or you can't turn to a youth and say, you have to go look about your people. These players require a certain hand holding. No, I don't think this side could have augmented well with the thing. When we look at the middle of the park, you would recall on Reggae Boys commentary, the CDM of Birmingham City on the 18, that's O'Shea Ellis, and the central midfielder, that's Cameron Eubank. The central midfielder pairing who have been playing together since they are 12 years old. Both on video say, yes, Jamaica will think that. As a matter of fact, one of them can represent, I think, is Pakistan and Sri Lanka as well. And him said Jamaica and thing that. Where were the efforts to secure? And when we look now at the team, we saw that the central midfield was one of the weakest parts of the team. So I don't think you have to run and go think, but I think the assessment of the team and its strengths were off. The assessment of the team was off. We say we never have strikers, right? You have Dunstan Cohen, who is an attacker. So I'm not sure about in see so. You had number 9. Oh God, number 9. Nice player, but in a world class. Him score a goal. What the number 9 name, coach? Remind me, because I'm not so front out.
I don't remember my name.
The number 9, right? But it was known and it was said at the time that we had a goal scoring, we had a striker problem, right? Here my thing now. I mean, I talk about no man way, away from England now, we are guess and spell both. 3 strikers at Arsenal. 1 striker at Birmingham City. 1 striker at Manchester City. And of course, Zach Lovelace at Rangers. 1 out of 6, 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, we could have. In fact, one of the striker from Arsenal, the way he was desperate to play for Jamaica, his mother was clear. She would come to Jamaica with her son and process the application there. What happened to Kimani? Why Kimari Ryan? Why is he not on the radar? Why wasn't he even the picture in the mix? And I saw the badness go. But when you look at it, coach, and this is where we come down now to what happened. And Brian, but I love you, Brian's view upon it, coach.
He gone, he run off.
I hear you.
Brian gone, man.
Tactically, coach, I think we got it.
Yeah, man.
Wrong. The caller still there? Tactically.
Get that. Let me ask you. Well, on, man. Let me ask you a question. Because this is something about passport. I mean, I try more team long time. And, allow me to say so. But hear this now. Who's supposed to respond to my son getting him passport? I mean, some more time, is it the JFF or the Football Federation and the football people? And they can help out if some people in dire straits and can't afford it like some poor people. But by right, parents supposed to see it. You see a little youth have potential, you know so you want him to go somewhere. Help him by helping him get him passport. Some man will go buy some of the Clark's money, them and the Heineken money, them and the big liquor money, them and the big shining money, them can buy, get the youth them passport. Man, them to make the youth help them, you get them passport, and the woman them make sure so when you see them have already see the potential in them here, make sure so they get them those things as early as possible. Yes, save some money and get them things. That means to say, you don't have to say youth never have no passport and him couldn't go away on a day and blame it for football federation or football clubs and them things. That is parents' responsibility. When you plan for your kid travel and that, or you plan to travel and that, make sure you have a passport. And if you learn to drive and get a driver's license, so you have these things. Yeah. And that never say, I'm done. Good night, coach.
Yeah, man, big up yourself. Because we have a caller try calling long time now. I'm going to call him back.
Take your call, coach, because we're now manipulating it. Coach, tactically, in the knockout game against Guatemala, would you agree that Molina on the right-hand side, number 2, was one of our 2 best players, and his link-up play with Jamari Watson,
Jamari Bell,
number 10. That was the highlight of the Jamaican attack. From the first game against Trinidad, the second game against Trinidad, all through the competition. Yet in the knockout phase, Molina was switched to the left-hand side.
Must be a method behind the madness still, you know.
Or just madness.
Alright, Carla, welcome to the show.
Yeah, well, go on, brother.
We there, you know.
But brother, I'm gonna tell you something, man. There's a saying we say, see, never you try to turn a war into a housewife. And not that we are trying to do with Jamaica football, brother.
Mm-mm.
Brother, you sitting alright. Most most of Jamaican we immigrate to England. And you gotta tell me say not even one English youth in a squad. Them couldn't go find one, brother. Something not right with them are going with, brother. And every time the tournament done, we hear the same story. Them a go plan for this year, them a go plan for this year. And I don't know. But if you follow them thing, brother, them will give you, them thing will give you blood pressure, man.
So you
That
know
will
blood
really
pressure.
depend on
You mean high blood pressure? Cause everybody have blood pressure.
yeah, high blood
Now,
pressure.
like, we give you Boston.
Tell you. Cause brother, me tell you something. Jamaica, alright, me have a son, you know. We are baller Jamaica, you know. See? When me say top ball and me file him and him come and me put him in the Chicago Fire Academy. And he met the team. And you see every time he got practice, coach them say, boy, your son can play and fine for me but I'm fine for him brains.
What that mean?
Basically I'm saying in a developmental in a football.
Mm.
Yeah, because at Jamaica them not teach him nothing how to play when him don't have the ball. So only thing he know is when the ball there in foot.
Yes, off the
You
ball
know?
movement and that's something we spend time and pay attention.
Something there. We not do them something, brother. And more and a baller look better when him a footballer go always look better when him don't have the ball. What you do when you don't have the ball, show so you have time, brother. Jamaica thing already my brethren, you know. So at time we don't know what we don't know what this man from Iceland can make you feel good about the big team. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my brother. You say if a long ball we not talk about with more, the man here, you know, me not go say we not go get the good result, you know. But with him, you know, the long ball thing, you not go stop, you know. You know, so I tell you from how. So hopefully we can get the result. But the way this man I love long ball, the man have all a specialist on the team just to throw the ball long, you know, like down at Stoke City, you know. Yeah, so, but, you know, but if him play long ball and we qualify, me take it, but brother, no, but that. Not laugh.
Get her, get in the ball,
The Valdi. Wait, me tell you,
Brother,
I just tried. You said to him earlier, me cataracts with my own eye. The coach has signaled the plane. One night time, the coach has moved like elephant man. And a signal, long ball, kick it up. Then, we don't say the same thing, Carla. You didn't see that in the match against Guatemala.
Yeah. And another thing to brother, when him a coach,
We're not talking the last 5 minutes of the game. We're talking about the game. Did it.
yo, Cataract, you think of that wicked, that this wicked, you know why me feel like they not carry the foreign player, them. They don't know if to talk. Me a man up on live line. Back it up, push it out down there, so. Move out there, so. I beat them up, them hear them and so if you show to all a look English youth like that, they might go think you're crazy. Cause be them think them hear them and say, hold it there, so. Go down on him.
Well,
No,
I'm not going to say about our language, right? Because, but what I will say is, coach, I just want a confirmation. Because when I heard the microphone off, I heard, out our life. And I nearly dropped down dead. When for the mic, me in the out our life, mister. I go, I hold the faith, because I did it. So I try to hold faith. Out our life. But we were not pressing. We didn't press. And I don't think Guatemala pressed us because the commentators were commenting that Guatemala wasn't playing a pressing game to force us into mistakes. I think other teams scouted us and knew that we would run out of gas by the 78th minute or so. And so they just sort of kept the game knowing that they were going to score again later on in the game. We scored a brilliant free kick, and again I'm going to congratulate young Reed. I think he was number 8 or number 6, I'm not sure. Right? I think number 8, right? And I think it's 2 free kick in the score, and I really like the technique. I mean, everything was perfect about it. There's no buck up. And I have a lot of time for people who a player like that. I congratulate him, but at the end of the day, coach, you said something earlier about brilliance. Players had moments of brilliance, coach. They had moments of brilliance, not a brilliant game from 90 minutes or 80 minutes or 70 minutes when they're on the pitch. They have a moment of brilliance, and you go, you cheer, but that can't win a match.
But you know, some good thing we can take out of it, like realize we have another good prospect with the youth named Bell. The exposure that they'll get. You know, gives.
I call her come in.
Yeah, man, enough respect, man, and stay strong here.
Alright, big up yourself.
Barrett, I
Mornings.
apologize to him. May I have to go call in Barrett and apologize for getting the mix up. I know it's a number 8. So Barrett, but Reed had a decent tournament for me, the number 6. So I still don't take it back from him. He had a decent tournament, but the free kick taker, I really put him in my heart. Because it was a pleasure for me to see his execution. And I think he also took a corner. He took some corners, which I think were well taken. I didn't see wasteful corner kicks. So I have to congratulate them. I think Bell took corners as well, including one that ended up as an assist. So I think Bell, Molina, and the free kick taker Barrett would have been my standouts to me. And really some material can work with. They were a cut above the other players, put it that way.
Alright.
You say
yeah, man. Mornings. Welcome.
Yeah, man. Good night. Cataract. Good night, Coach Minzy. Good night to the people in the comment section.
Good
What
night.
say you?
Yeah, man. So what, I mean, I've been listening all night, but one thing I'll say, I mean, I agree with that of the things that have been said, but you see, right now, still, I would love if some initiative is taken. I think there's a parent in the comment section, because I've been listening to, and I know the parent. So the parent was told about the under 15 trial that they're going to do for the preparation for the next under 17. The parent is in the state, and the parent has already started working on his son getting his Jamaican passport, right? And that is because, like, persons like me and others talk to them. What I'd love is the youngsters in England, because you have under 20 coming up and all of those things.
Start look about them.
Maybe some of us need to take the initiative and talk to some of them and say, listen, because if you don't want to play for Jamaica, you dash with the passport. That is the one thing I'd say. Because if they are going to wait until the federation put a system in place and the president of the GFF change and everybody who work for the GFF change and all the coaches then get fired and a brand new set of coaches, 50 years them never done play football by that. So my suggestion would be, when the persons who can contact the people, just tell them some of the steps and say, just get a Jamaican passport. Start out the citizenship, get the passport. And when that time comes, there's an next youth interview named Akeem Ward, who was part of the American under 14 setup. 27 now. But it's the same thing. He came to Jamaica, he said, met his family for the first time. Then start out him Jamaican passport. Now he don't must get no call for Jamaica. But I think that is something some of us need to do. Like Cataract. When Cataract said that 7 youth there Arsenal. If I had the number for those 7 youth, we'd call them and say, listen, here are the things you need to do. Just get that right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
big talk that one is.
every time I see, every time one of the trial thing go out, it says players with Jamaican passport. Although this, and remember they said that they're going to do it in England. Go ahead. Yeah.
Man, I didn't heard me say again that one of the players, Kimani Ryan, mother said she would come to Jamaica with her son because she was told that it's a faster process if she came to Jamaica. However, the federation has to do something, and I'm not saying this. We are speaking now, wanting the best for the country. A player at Arsenal cannot get up and leave Arsenal. He will lose his scholarship, the contract that he has, right? You would have to have a request for a release from the club for him or her. So it is not as simple as simply saying, well, look about your passport. They can't leave from Birmingham, go down to London, go to an interview because they have to train every day. They can't miss training. So I think it requires a little more finesse and care.
I understand that. But I understand that Cataract. Try to cut it, but what?
And I'm saying, in the fundamental, they were told that one of the players is a Jamaican-born player. So he no need not a citizenship, nothing. But zero effort was made because the sentiment communicated was not because a player there Arsenal made him better than who they are manning up and that. And so there was no.
So you and I having two different arguments though. You and I really having because here's why my argument different. I said that I agree with everything that has been said. And my examples are different. I just said on a key word he went and he dealt with his thing. This parent took it upon himself and said he's going to begin the process of getting the passport for his son. From now, I think his son is 14 because he wants him to be a part of the next under-17 pool. Alright, so say that there is a 17-year-old, 7 of them at Arsenal. The next under-20, it is not this year. I am saying it would be good and the right thing to do is that the JFF reach out to the club, talk to the players. But I am saying, you, me, others who talk to players like this, whomever, Mr. Porter, Simon, all of the people who talk to the players, can say to the players, listen, a good thing for you to do is try to process the document. They have summer break Cataract. So in the summer, the players are not at the club training. So summer is coming up. Maybe in the summer, this parent could travel to Jamaica with her son. Because he's probably, I don't know his age, if he's 16, 17. That's one option. The other option is for the JFF to do due diligence. But I think what people like me or you need to do is start encouraging them so we can say, so when them say that the player, we say no, the player have them passport. There's a player, for example, at Tottenham named Casanova. I think his name is Casanova, but he's at Tottenham.
Dante Casanova, a CDM.
Yeah, a CDM. Alright, he's at Tottenham. That player, I think, should have and can, if he has the time, process his document because he probably can play for the national team.
The senior team.
Yeah, the senior team. So that is it. Like, Omari Hutchinson did that. I think Kidder Taylor Hart, they said, did that. So sometimes I think some of the players, when they can, should do it so that people like you and I can come out and say, the GFF can't use that as no excuse. But I think that is one way we need to change the dynamics. So that when them say that a camp is having, we have at least 100 people who have passport. and let them reject them.
From Mannings, I would want to give a totally different perspective. Well, first of all, you know from me, and you know that it has been, it's apart from a quota system, it's a stated policy that anybody with cataract recommend that accommodate. So we know that part.
Yeah, we've gone for different thing.
So that's different. So anybody will be anybody will be, they have to send to another person because, yeah. But
so you're sending him to Minzy? Sending him to Minzy?
Hold on. I'll be rerouting people, right? I don't know my product. I mean, I look no glory. I want to go to a World Cup. I like women. I want some different women around the world. I want to see places. I want to visit historical sites. I want to eat different foods. I want to experience different cultures while supporting my team. Right? I love party. I want to DJ at some different place. Good. Hear what I'm saying, Martin. And this is a 3-step. The Jamaica Football Federation, using some of the money which has been apportioned towards youth development, right? From CONCACAF and Adidas, can take out an advertisement in the Voice newspaper, which is the black newspaper in England, and say, if your mother or grandmother or grandfather, grandmother was born in Jamaica, you are eligible to represent Jamaica. Contact that number, the person about the opportunity. Because 90% of the players that we speak to, that I even interact with, don't know that they even eligible to represent Jamaica. They don't know.
All right, Cataract, let us do that. I am saying to you, what I'm saying to you. All right, let me give you an example. You see this under 15 camp that happened the other day, and the one that is coming up. It's simple. I just talked to somebody and said, let us put it together. Let them reject it. All I'm saying, I hear your suggestion, but when you started the show, one of the things you said, let me tell you what you said, and I totally agree with you. The players went over there and they did not have enough because the place got cold before the game, against Guatemala. 2 days before it was extremely cold because you go Guatemala go watch game. You know that there's the one in Guatemala City and the other field that is in the mountain. That's where they were playing. The second field really at the national stadium field. So it was cold. All right. Huh?
Yeah, man. The second ground is in the interior. It's in the mountain.
All right. So it was very cold. All right. So, and you were saying to Coach Minzy that just that the jerseys got there late. But not only that, they didn't have sweaters, like even to training sessions and stuff, and the conditions affected them in terms of their ability to give time in training. So now, what's the point I'm making? When you were saying that, you're really saying that the planning, the little details are not being done, and all of these factors affect the bigger picture. That is the point you were making, I believe.
Yes, I was.
So I am saying to you, if you don't trust them to get 20 sweaters, how you going to trust them to put a system in place?
I have to.
So how come the man in the have no sweater and they have a two-side jacket? That joke thing.
Only 9. I think only 9. Some issue with only 9 getting. I don't even know what Coach means. But we will stick to the point because I am saying Cataract. We the people, we the people can say, listen, if you to qualify for Jamaica, and we can find people, we can send it to AFTV, them are Jamaican. We can send it to some people over there. Find some of the channels. Most of the channels that support the clubs, the black channels that support the clubs, are Jamaican run channels. So we send it to them, let them say it there. I put it in places. And let them call somebody. All the JFF, let the JFF come out and say, put a stop order on it. Or them take it over and say, okay, we will run it. But we're going to have to initiate some of those things.
or else we're going to keep missing out on a whole heap of players and complain every day.
So, Manning, I want to ensure that anybody's child who I'm telling to come and play for Jamaica will be treated in a way that is with human dignity. And I'm wary of the situation because children are not adults, right? It might be an obvious statement. And not on the air, but off the air, I'm going to say I heard allegations of statements and behaviors in the dressing room by the coaching staff, which are of serious concern to me, right? Directed at players who were not born in Jamaica. But we still have to keep the fight. I would say, Mannings, that I think that the first place a camp ought to be, or the first place a trial ought to be, is in the United Kingdom. And I gave a suggestion to say that hold on, Wales, Republic of Ireland.
We should be in the United States first.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
The most elite academies are in the United Kingdom. The most elite academies. And but first and second don't really matter. I'm not gonna argue semantics. That we search for a game against the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales, but maybe Wales get a little hype since they've got the World Cup, but certainly Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, which are only a hop, skip, and jump away, right? Scotland is always looking for games, right? At the under 17 level, under 15, they would relish it. But that requires some resources to say, we don't have a team with players with passports, but this is to look at prospective players. So it's not an official FIFA thing, is thing. That is to me the way to go. The engagement of...
You know what I think, Keter? No, but Keter, what I'm saying though, Keter...
Yeah. There are a number of alumni, Reggae Boys alumni, who are the youth coaches at several clubs, both in the Premier League and in the Championship. And I believe that some convening of a structure with them to say, you are playing against and with these players week in, week out. Cataract, me not understand. Me don't know nothing about football. Me know about rum and madness and right? Let Dion Burton tell you. Let Marcus Gale tell you. Let Jamal Campbell-Rice tell you. Jason Ewell. The whole host of man, them who Paul Hall, who are dealing with age group teams as their head coaches. And they can best tell you, here what? Zach Lovelace, a Jamaican? Report to us when you play Zach Lovelace and tell us what you think about him. Because I think you need to have that professional eye on a player. That are my 2 points that I was going to make.
All right. So here, Cataract, I think that is a step. I'm going to come back to my issue where I'm challenging you and Simon, persons like me. Here is where my first step is. Because you mentioned a player, for example, at City, whose father, I think you say he's a Rastafarian out in Ethiopia. If I had dialogue with that family, I would say, listen, just start getting the Jamaican citizenship sorted out and the passport, if you can. If you can't, then fine. At some point, we hope that the JFF will do it. I am not telling. I don't control how they get treated if they get called to the national team. All I want to do is, like I said, with this whole thing in the States, we just say, listen, let's put on a game, and then there are so many. Listen, there are players traveled. The youth named Dawkins traveled from California, you know. The youth named Mahoney, who came on in the game, he came from Canada, you know, for the tryout in Florida, you know. So I am saying, and this is not something like the GFF put $100 days into it, planning it. It was just easily put together. So all I am suggesting is that while they have many shortcomings, you and I, you know what you and I want to see? The team qualify. You and I know that the amount of talent we have outside of Jamaica is way more than the talent we have in Jamaica. And if we tap into it, then we stand a greater chance of qualifying. All right. So here's what we need to do. I believe we need to find ways to do what we can to get the talent and remove the excuses. So I will say, I'm going to talk to some players tomorrow and say, listen, just start getting your papers. If you can. I know that some of them can't. Because when the game come, them already have them passport. The idea you have about playing those teams, they should go there already having them passport. If possible. And someone come there without it, and then they can be helped in terms of the GFF. But those who can do it, I would say do it, so we can have a list of players. A list of 16-year-olds, 17-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, all over and say, listen, under 20 coach, these players have the passport. You can call them. These players have the passport under 23 coach. These players have the passport under 17 coach. National coach, these players have the passport. There are many others, but these one have the passports.
Yeah. They make the process simple.
Yeah. Because what I don't think the players know, because when I spoke to the guy named Akeem Ward, whose family is still in Jamaica, he said it never crossed his mind until he met a next Jamaican player who went and played for the team called San Diego. He said it was at that point, I think it was like 24 or so at that time, that he thought about even representing Jamaica. And he said it took him 6 months to get all his Jamaican documentation sorted out. 6 months. And you know that I think it is easier to do it in America than when you're in England. And remember, he had a father who travels to Jamaica. I mean, not often, but often, often enough. And still had family in Jamaica that he was talking to. And it took him 6 months, and he just never thought about it. So the many other players, it don't even cross their mind. But when we find them and we can say, listen, hey man, if you have some time, just start getting this document together. Find out how you're connected to Jamaica. See your grandmother. You understand? We don't want you see your grandmother 97 right now, and she not do so well. See, we can get the birth certificate. I don't know. So at least they can have the requisite thing. It may not be for all of them, but especially the youth ones. I would love when the next under 20 team I get called up, may have a list of names of 100 youth.
But coach, through you to manage. I don't
final point, Keter, because I come off I show now.
Yeah, man. I don't, and almost midnight, you know, but I don't think that's sustainable. I don't think that's professional. I want a system, Sir Mannings, that will allow the thing to work. What we do for me is just what we do with the research is a stopgap to allow the GFF to bring on the requisite skills in-house to do these tasks. It's not sustainable for fans to go call player. You deal with minors, you know. You're dealing with minors. Right? It's not sustainable. It's a good idea, but it's not sustainable. And the federation, I think a better way would be to outline to the federation that if you didn't think about this, here is how you can approach it. Darren Moore is probably one of the most patriotic Jamaicans. I am sure he will set up a match against the Sheffield when they're under 15, Sheffield when they're under 17, and Sheffield when they're under 20. Even if it's that we have to do. And we can get an international game. So that the coaches can evaluate the players. I don't see it being a sustainable model management for regular
Coach Lindsay, give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, man,
30 seconds.
So thanks, Cataract, for joining us. Mannings will be closing it off. And then people
respect
yourself,
and all the person in the comment section.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mannings.
Yeah, man, and keep the peace. Yeah, what I'll say, Cataract, is that listen, national security in Jamaica is not at its best. So here's the thing: I will still call the police, but I've taken other measures in the meantime until national security is up to scratch, because there are certain things I can do to protect myself. In the meantime, all I'm saying that it, it, what I have is not the best way, or how I do it is not the best way. It would be best if we have a security system across Jamaica that provided the necessary security. But until then, I'm going to do something. That's all I am saying that we need to do with this whole matter. Until they have a system, let's see if we can put a little stopgap measure in place so we cannot catch talent.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, man. Big up yourself. Big up Cataract, big up all the persons. Big up Brian who came on. All the persons in the comment section. Big up on yourself. Thanks very much for tuning in. You know, this is a little medicine. Chat some football and we're up and running again. So, stay safe. Until next time, people. Peace.
Hit the like button for the
Your
video.
style, your flavor, make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.